you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Patrick Christiano, your host, the publisher of TheaterLife.com, a website for theater buffs covering all things theater. And we're coming to you from the LTV studio in Wainscott, where I have an extraordinarily special guest, I was going to call you Alan again.
Yeah.
Aaron Dalla.
I kind of prefer Alan now.
No,
Aaron Dalla.
Second take. I messed it up before.
It's fine. Yeah.
Aaron is a fabulous actor, and the more I've learned about him, the more exciting I've gotten to interview him. So he is he's in Camelot. Mm-hmm. He plays about 5 different roles, but he really is best as Mordred, and you don't even realize what's coming at the beginning until he comes in the second act as Mordred. It's really wonderful.
Thank you.
And Camelot is playing at Bay Street Theater in Bridgehampton through September 5th. You can get tickets at baystreet.org. Go there, Google it, find out all about it, and go see Aaron in this wonderful production of Camelot that Bay Street is doing. So, tell me, how did this come to be to get to do this wonderful show?
You know, it's funny. Before I even got the interest from my agent, they said, "Are you interested in auditioning for this role?" I had a daydream vision that I would do some sort of King Arthur thing. Sometimes I have sort of psychic premonition things before they happen. Mm-hmm. And I had a vision that I was on stage opposite King Arthur in something.
Wow.
I know, it was weird. And I
was
said...
Was it a dream or just an image?
No, it was an image, like a daydream kind of thing, you know? And I said, then I got the audition and I saw the role and I was like, yes, let me audition for this. So I sent them, my audition was a scene, then it was another scene, then it was a song, as well as a classical monologue. So I tailored the audition, my classical monologue, I chose part of Lucifer's monologue from Lord Byron's Cain, and sent it off and was lucky enough to get picked for the role, and I've had an incredible experience playing not only Mordred, but Squire Dapp, as well as Reveler, but my favorite, Mordred.
You really stand out in that. You really do.
Thank you.
And Julie Andrews was in the audience, and I happened to be standing there when she was talking to Scott right afterwards. She loved the production, but she made a comment about you and how wonderful you were.
I mean, to be, she's basically royalty, so to be...
She's a dame, too,
yeah,
you know that.
Oh, yeah, and to be admired from someone of her caliber, just, it tells me, it verifies that I'm in the right field and I'm doing the right thing, so that's just awesome.
Well, I would say you are.
Thank you.
And we have a lot of things to show that by the things that have happened. Now, you started, which I found really interesting, and I think as a ballet dancer, and I think your movement, you're on stage, that comes across. That training is in you in some kind of way.
Yeah. I started as a ballet dancer when I was 13, and I thought I was going to be a professional ballet dancer for the rest of my life. And I went pro when I was 18. And it's funny, when I transitioned from dance into acting, I had to learn how to break that so that I can become an actor.
Because you had to be smudged a little bit, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Like people, if they see you as a dancer, they don't see you as anything else. Mm-hmm. So I had to transition into acting, then put dance on my special skills, so that people started seeing me as an actor, so that they're more impressed when they're like, oh, you can dance as well.
Right.
It's kind of better to have dance as a secret weapon, because, I don't know, that's just the way society views it. But thank you for noticing that, yeah.
We shared just a little while ago, we were talking, you had an accident that prevented you from continuing to dance, so you had to think about how you were going to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, I didn't see this coming. I was hanging out with my friend one time. I hopped over a turnstile in Chicago. I didn't even get injured while I was performing. It was outside of the studio. And I hopped over the turnstile, I sprained my ankle, and I got offered a contract for River North Dance Chicago from the director the next day, and he said, do you want to come dance with our company? That I was auditioning for them, and I wanted to dance for their company. That company is now recently, folded, unfortunately. Phenomenal company. And I said, what do I do with my life? I went home, I was sad, in Chicago in the apartment I was living in, and I hopped on Craigslist and I said, screw it, I'll act. The actual word I used was F it, I'll act. So I hopped on Craigslist and I said, whatever, and I joined this dinner theater show, this god-awful play, and one thing led to the next thing, and someone in the cast said, you need an agent, and then I got scouted by a manager in New York, and it just moved from there,
So
and
have you
just
done
wrote
any
with it.
training, or do you just?
Oh, yeah. Most of my training was private training, but I did train at Atlantic Acting School.
Oh, that's
So,
fantastic.
yeah. William H. Macy School, yeah.
Oh,
that kind of thing.
that's a fantastic program.
Yeah, I almost didn't graduate because I ended up booking one of the movies we're going to be talking about, Alpha Rift. They almost didn't let me graduate because I booked a movie before I finished the graduation. So they were like, I'm like, wait, I spent all this money. You going to give me my certificate or what? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
You got your certificate.
I did get my certificate, and I'm an alumni now. They almost didn't let me.
So, okay. So, now, how was it working with Scott? Was it really exciting?
Phenomenal. Scott is one of my favorite directors that I've worked with because he really guides the actor. He's like, he lets you come in. There's some directors that they want to control every little bit and piece and stuff. He really sees the big picture of the production.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, which is the most important thing, the big picture of things. And he was like, let me come in with really strong choices. And he was like, oh, yeah, go here. All right, well, let's go a little here. I like that, Aaron. Why don't we go a little here?
He's just adjusting your choices a little bit.
That's it. And it really feels like I'm able to play, and I don't feel constricted, especially with someone like me who has a lot of energy and is very, gung-ho on things. Whenever I feel controlled or constricted working with someone, I can get combative and not feel like I'm being an artist anymore. I didn't have that.
So have you always had this kind of energy?
Yes.
And
yes.
did you bring it to ballet too?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you rein it in there?
Being a soloist and being like, the biggest thing for me is that I know I'm a double fire and earth sign. I'm a Sagittarius sun, I'm a moon Aries, and I'm a Capricorn rising. So if I can
Aries?
take moon Aries, I know.
In which house?
It's a lot. Oh, I don't know. I got to look at my birth chart again. My mom won't tell me what time I was born on December 16th, unfortunately, because she doesn't believe in astrology and stuff. So I got to go find my birth certificate.
Yeah, because you need the time you were born.
Exactly. No, I did. I had it before, but I can't find my birth certificate. I think I misplaced it. So I'm like, Ma, what time am I born? She's like, I'm not telling you, Aaron, because that's astrology and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we're not getting into that. I'm from a very religious household.
Because I like astrology, and I think
Me too. Yeah.
I don't think astrology, puts it in black and white what you are. It only gives tendencies, and I think astrology helps you understand the energy field of the world and of the time you were born and how it affects you. So you actually can learn about yourself from astrology.
And I think that the most important thing you can do as an artist is learn about yourself and who you are and where you're from.
It's all you have.
Agreed. Yeah.
The only thing you have as an artist is to know who you are.
Agreed. Yeah.
And to isolate different aspects of yourself or different characters when you're going to play them, because we've all can feel any kind of emotion. We just don't live in those places like some of the characters do.
Right, and the more you know about yourself, I can literally track, like the stars, what characters I've played and been like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense why I played.
But only
this
in
role.
retrospect.
Right, exactly. You don't know when you're doing it until after you look back and you're like, oh yeah, there's a reason why I played that character. But yes.
Let's talk about your movie, because I don't want to run out of time without getting to it.
No, you're fine. Just real quick, when I can ground my fire and focus it, you talked about how you always had this energy. When I can ground my fire and focus it, whether dance, acting, music, anything that I do, I'm most successful.
How do you ground it?
You really, for me, I have to really focus, work on my focus and centering myself and focusing it. And if I do that,
do anything
I'm unstoppable.
Anything special to get
meditation,
you? That's where I was going.
Meditation,
You
yoga.
do meditate.
Oh yeah.
And you do yoga.
Meditation, yoga, chakras. I have a Moldavite ring. I have.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It's really like a part of a meteorite. Stuff like when you get into crystal work and
Tell
stuff.
me what it is again. I never heard of it.
Moldavite is a certain element that was found from a meteorite that crash landed onto the Earth. It's like a space mineral, basically. It's used in a lot of energy work and stuff. It's supposed to bring life-changing transformations, but it can be very powerful if you're not using it. I'm still learning this whole crystal thing, but I could literally pull out my bag right there and show you all the crystals I have. I have a ton of crystals and stuff. You know, I've consulted with psychics. You know, I've had tarot read on me and stuff. All that stuff interests me and fascinates me because it
I
gets
share all
you
those interests.
right. It gets you outside of this 9-to-5 kind of routine that society has set us most up for. And as an artist, I think we're much bigger than that. We're much bigger than ourselves. You know, so it's exciting. So yeah.
You're bigger than the whole.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So you have a film that's opening in LA tomorrow. How exciting.
Yeah, Alpha Rift. It's a starring role opposite genre legend Lance Henriksen. And actually this year is the 35th anniversary of Aliens. And Lance was just an honor to work with, and it's premiering at the Dances with Films Film Festival at the TCL Chinese Theaters tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I can't be there, which is fortunate too, because what's a better excuse? Oh, sorry, my lead actor can't be here because he's working.
Right.
That's what you want. You know,
It's
I'm
a banquet of luxury.
and working on a project that I love, that's great. You know, it'd be different. I was working on a project that sucked. You know what I mean? But Camelot has been a phenomenal experience. You know, I had an itch. I wanted to get back to the theater. I was like, when I was doing, because I was mainly doing TV and film, and I said, you know, I want to get back to the theater. I want to get back to the theater. And then I got this audition for Mordred, and I said, yes, please give me this. You know, I wanted to get back to the theater, and it's been so fun doing 6 shows a week because you can literally be better than where you were yesterday.
Yeah,
you understand this
you
as
get a
an
chance
actor.
every time to do it
right,
again.
because then you obsess over the moment you had the night before, and you're like, oh, I could have done that differently, or I could have done this better and stuff, you know?
So let's talk about your movie, Alpha Rift.
Sure.
So we have a poster. Let's just see the poster of the film.
Check it out.
Can we check that out?
Oh,
Next
yeah.
to the center, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a picture of you in character, I think. Can we have that too?
Yeah.
What is this? Tell me what it's about.
So Alpha Rift is about the character Nolan Parthmore, who I play.
You can take it down, the picture.
Who's kind of this Marty McFly type. You know, he's kind of a goof, if you will. He runs a game shop, and he literally obsesses over this game called The Nobleman. You know, this fan lore kind of thing that he was taught by his dad growing up. Little does he know that he's the bloodline to a secret society known as the Noblemen, and he has to accept his destiny to fight supernatural evil. And he's resistant to it. He doesn't want anything to do with it. So it's
Why?
an action.
Is there a reason?
Well,
I'm just curious.
I think he's scared. I think the root of Nolan is that he doesn't want the responsibility
got
weighing
it.
on his shoulders. You know, he's kind of a slacker. He's kind of a slacker, you know, who has to accept his destiny and be a knight. He has to become a modern-day knight.
What happens to make him accept his destiny?
Well, he realizes the reason why his father taught him all these things growing up. Whether it was the fencing lessons or the nobleman books, he realizes there's no other way out. There's no other way but for me to do this. I have to do this. It's in my blood. For me not to do this would be shaming my father and his history and the noblemen altogether of this series that I love so much. So he realizes it's time for me to man up and do it. And so he suits up, and get this, a modern-day knight suit. Right? I know. And now I'm playing Mordred, who in the stories is knighted by King Arthur. So, I mean, you know, to me, I mean, that's synchronicity right there, you know? Yeah.
So you're in uniform.
I'm in uniform. I'm in uniform.
We have a trailer from it. Let's show
Awesome.
the audience
Awesome.
This is the trailer from Alpha Rift. Trailer for Alpha Rift.
Since the Dark Ages, the noblemen have defended against dark forces, guarding the rift between our world and purgatory. It's a simple fairy tale.
You've been groomed for this your whole life, whether you knew it or not.
Sounds like you have it all worked out.
Put the helmet on and I'll explain. Do you believe in destiny?
Well,
That's cool, man. I love that. That's great.
it looks like fun.
It was a blast to shoot.
How long is the show? How long is the movie?
It is an hour and a half.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 90 minutes. They didn't let me drive the car, unfortunately. That's all green screen, guys, okay? All right, they didn't trust me with the car, okay? Then again, it's a $1.5 million car. It's a McLaren S20S, yeah, 720S, yeah. Yeah, that was an incredible experience, and like I said, working with genre legend Lance Henriksen.
How long a shoot was it?
It was, man, I shot like 20, 25 days.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah, 20 to 25 days, yeah.
Now, do you want to talk some more about this movie?
Yeah, I just want to let everyone know that Alpha Rift will be premiering at Dances with Films Film Festival at the TCL Chinese Theaters tomorrow, August 31st at 7 p.m. You can still get your tickets, and the movie will be out theatrically and streaming before the end of the year. So look out for it and stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. Well, we'll plug right there.
but you have other movies that I want to talk about too.
Sure.
So I wanted to kind of move on from Alpha
Sure,
Rift.
please, please.
You have All Those Small Things.
Yeah,
Where's that going to?
That was an amazing experience. I had the pleasure of working with, you might know him from Downton Abbey and Game of Thrones, James Faulkner.
Oh wow, of course I do.
Yeah, I learned so much.
We
working
tried
with
to
him.
get that in this show, but we couldn't get the trailer.
Yeah, it's fine. I had such a blast, and I'm kind of in character for that right now. This is actually some of the wardrobe that I wore for that character in it. And that one, All Those Small Things, is also starring Carrie Knupp, phenomenal actress. It's me, Carrie Knupp, and James Faulkner. That made its world premiere at Seattle International Film Festival earlier this year. And that story is kind of a biopic of James Faulkner's character, who plays a character named Jonathan, who's a game show host, who's rich and successful, who's not satisfied with his life. So he gets a letter from a fan in the mail. And the letter says, "Hey, I'm a big fan. Can you come see me?" And he says, "I gotta go see this person. This person seems to really care about me." So he goes to this podunk town called Spokane, Washington, to meet this person, and he meets all the characters there. And he ends up staying in a multi-million-dollar mansion that I own. And I play a guy called Dennis Wade, who is also known as his stage name, Tiny Hammer, who is a hip-hop mogul, sort of like a Kanye West meets Justin Bieber.
That's you?
Yes.
What a great
Yes.
character. Wow.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I mean, I had the best wardrobe, too.
I saw the trailer. It looked like fun.
It was a blast. I roll up in a Hummer H3 to introduce my character. I mean, what's more fun than that? I get out of the Hummer and there's a pillow of smoke from us smoking blunts in the car, like I roll up with spiked hair. It was a blast. That was such a cool thing because that felt really immersive. Little did they know that I made music at the same time. So when I booked the role, I started making this character's music to get into character. And I said, "Hey, are you guys interested in this?" They said, "We love it. Can you work with the guy doing our music in it?" So I started working with him, and I have 2 songs as Tiny Hammer that I have rights to in the movie now. So once that movie is out, I can release those songs.
And they're called Alpha Rift?
No.
What the song's called?
Tiny Hammer, one is called Trap Jazz, which is like Mother Goose rhymes. And
But
the
it's
second,
done as rap, right?
yeah, it's rap.
Done as
yeah.
rap.
Yeah, and the other one is called Size Doesn't Matter.
And again, done as rap.
Done as rap, yep. And those are in the movie, All Those Small Things. As you can see, like I like to make music for some of my characters and stuff. Same with Alpha Rift.
Now, have you
I wrote
always
the song
done this,
D20.
made music? Or is that
No.
something that is new too?
It happened as a
what I'm
result.
trying is it something that evolved since the ballet accident, or was it something you did before that?
I've always had an affinity towards rap music. I've always loved hip hop music. I grew up listening to hip hop and rap music. And I would just stash these lyrics in my computer and perform them for myself. And it was really the pandemic that led me to put them out there and say, "Look, I'm sitting on all these lyrics. It's time to put them out there and just put it out there." And I'm glad I did, because it led to this kind of cross hybrid thing, because you never know what will happen if you put it out there. So just do it, So I'm very happy that I did. So yeah.
A lot of people that I've interviewed actually found rewarding things to do during the pandemic that moved their careers along. I mean, especially artists like you, because it's all we had.
You gotta keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see the pandemic and everyone's stuck in their houses and stuff, and a lot of people can get upset or depressed and stuff. You gotta keep moving. You gotta find an outlet. You can't let that turn on itself. You have to do something to keep yourself moving forward and growing and learning.
You have another movie that night,
Yeah, that night.
and has that been released yet?
No, that one directed by, I have to say, All the Small Things directed by Andrew Hyatt, wonderful director. And then That Night is directed by Samuel Gonzalez Jr., another wonderful director. It's a horror movie. And I'm telling you, this guy's going to be a horror icon. Watch, this guy's going to be a horror icon. His vision is wild. This one is narrated by William Finkner. I didn't meet William Finkner, but he's narrating the movie. I play the story of That Night. It's a short film, actually. It's a 40-minute short film about an Army vet, a Vietnam War vet, who's going through suicide, who's going through wanting to kill himself, and the experience that goes along with that. And I play someone in the mental ward in which he ends up, who's sort of a Lieutenant Dan type, I'll say, from Forrest Gump. So they have me in the long hair and the mustache, and yeah,
You're
I look
unrecognizable.
you saw that?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I saw. You were
that,
unrecognizable.
that was.
We have a picture of you. We'll show it at the end.
Oh, I'm excited
Yeah.
because I love playing roles. I love that Daniel Day-Lewis kind of work, you know, where you can completely disappear and transform into something else where people are like, wait a minute, who is this? Because then I really feel like an actor, you know. Yeah, so That Night is going to be making its world premiere at the Holly Shorts Film Festival at the TCL Chinese Theater at Holly Shorts at the end of September, October. We don't have the dates yet, but I expect great things from that one as well.
All these things look like they're fabulous. Was there one you liked doing that was more fun than any of the others, or is there one you liked?
I mean, Alpha Rift, because it's the first starring role, but character-wise, because I had more time on set, all those small things. You know, I love That Night, but I only shot one day on set. You know, with All Those Small Things, I was 2 weeks in Spokane, Washington, living as Tiny Hammer in this mansion that had pictures of myself, literally pictures of myself, and little did they, like, I shot pictures from like modeling a long time ago, and I brought it to production. I said, hey, do you want these for the character? And they said, they used them all. They used them all. And they were like, okay, cool. So it was a surreal experience. It was a real surreal. I mean, he had an infinity pool. Like, you felt like a rock star for 2 years. That was probably.
Well, you act like a rock star anyway.
You got to put out an image, you know what I mean? It's about the image, you know?
So we have a few pictures of different things. I just want to run, there's only 2 or 3, but they're you as different characters. Enlighten me what they are.
Yeah, sure.
So this is you as the...
This is Daniel Abbott from That Night. He kind of looks like...
That's where I said you're unrecognizable. Yes.
Right. He kind of looks like Jesus, right? I see him...
Jesus.
Let's just say he's the representation of the angel of death in this. That's how I saw the character. Yeah, that's Daniel Abbott from That Night. That was so fun, putting on that costume. We actually shot on the lot in L.A. where they shot Teen Wolf in a mental ward, and literally, you know, carrying around the IV bag and having a hunch that it created for the character. And I was like limping along and put a little kind of grovel in his voice and stuff. Like that was really fun. That was really fun to transform into that.
Okay, we haven't. There's another image, I think. Oh, this is the Pledge.
Ooh.
What's Pledge?
This
What's another film?
thing
Yes.
kind of set it off for me. This movie is a horror movie that is currently on Hulu. It was trending not too long ago.
So you can see this. You can see.
You can see
see
Pledge.
Aaron on
Yeah,
Pledge.
I play a very just an evil. I'd say I'd say an evil guy who has a lot of wicked intentions. Maxwell Peterson III. He's part of an elite social fraternity, and it deals with college hazing and everything that goes along with that. And I'm now working with that company that made that movie, Stag Pictures, as a producer with them. So
And you have something that's going to be released?
2 films, yeah. I have one that's fully done. It's called Bird Boy. It's a documentary about
But
me.
you're not in that, though.
Oh,
are you?
I'm starring in it.
Oh, you star in that one too? Wow.
It's about me. And
Bird Boy, it's called?
Bird Boy. It's called Bird Boy, and right now it's being sent out to film festivals right now. So it's 90 minutes.
You're going to be a big star.
You
I mean,
know,
you are a big star in a way.
thank you. You know, the more I've done this, I've realized that rather than me focusing on the result of being a big star, which obviously
right.
I want, you know,
But it isn't really what it's about.
no, it's focusing on putting out, the thing that matters. And that's what makes you a big star, is that you focus on the work and the stuff that matters, because at the end of the day, it's the quality of your work that matters. Bottom line.
And how you feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, like you're an actor as well. You know when you do something and you're like, oh, this moment was, I can't watch myself. I mean, I could pick my performances apart, you know.
But you know, you
Never be
also
happy.
have these videos that are on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's D20. Tell us about those.
Okay, so like you know, creating songs for characters and stuff, that kind of was sparked out of the Tiny Hammer thing. So when I got Alpha Rift, I said, hey, why don't we create a Nolan Parthmore song? And the director loved that idea, and little did I know that my co-star Graham Wolf, who plays my enemy in the movie, who's actually a good friend of mine, is like a Dr. Dre producer level. So literally he's my producer, and we created the song D20 Alpha Rift Tribute, which I co-wrote with our stunt coordinator Adam Danoff.
And you can see it on YouTube, and it's got over 100,000 hits.
It's got 90. It's almost. It's got 98,000 views right
keep
now.
going.
So we want to hit 100,000 views, so put it out there. The gamer community is what, you know, they really took a liking to it. Dungeons and Dragons, they love it. You know, I play Dungeons and Dragons now with the Alpha Rift cast, so it's a celebration of gamer culture.
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff. People don't know I'm a big fan of gaming too.
This is foreign to me.
Dungeons and Dragons and Legend of
you have
Zelda.
to
My next
educate.
song, The Legend of Villa. You got to check it out. It's coming up, people.
And what's the other? There's another video you have.
Demon Killer.
Demon Killer.
That's my best song.
That's your best song?
I'd say that's my best song. That one, yep, Demon Killer by Dalla. That was the thing that kind of set it off for me. That's my favorite song. I talk about a lot of personal things in that one as well. And it's kind of the thing that sparked everything for me when it comes to music.
It's been terrific. We
Wonderful.
have
We
like-
covered everything.
Just about. We didn't get to show all the stuff we wanted to, but we got to talk about everything.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful rest of the run, and we hope we get to see you in something real soon, because I want to see all your movies now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. And if you guys want to follow me, it's Instagram. That's my best spot, at Aaron Dalla Villa.
I would do it.